Hello everyone, so another project, another day with the Project S-Type 3 litre Sport, the 2005 S-Type. So this time I'm going to be looking at the power steering. So again, I took the top off, smelt it, and it's black and disgusting, which means it probably hasn't been changed in over 5 years. It's never good for the power steering seals or anything like that to have bad fluid or burnt fluid in there. So what I'm looking to do, I want to give it a good flush, probably 4 or 5 litres. So in order to do that, I've got some Dexron 3, that's a 5 litre. It's actually transmission fluid, but it's suitable for power assisted steering. That will enable me to do the fill and flush, or flush and fill. What I hope to do is get access to the smaller pipe at the bottom of this reservoir, which is the return pipe. And the plan is I try and syringe out as much of the bad fluid as possible out of the reservoir. I then want to disconnect the smaller pipe, hopefully just held in with a clip or similar, and then I'm actually then looking to extend it using this. So I've got an adapter here, so that's 10mm going into 12mm, so it's about a meter's worth of pipe, and the whole idea is that I'll be able to connect it up to the return pipe underneath the reservoir, and then have that drain into the oil collection container. I loosened off this 10mm, but there is another bracket here, but I don't think it's going to give me much space. So what I'm going to do is remove the air box. The easiest way to do that, there was a 10mm bolt just in there. Had to free this off as well. And that was just a Phillips head plastic screw. The screws on here are already off because I've got the cover already removed. And then it's a case of unplugging the mass airflow sensor, just being careful not to break the clip because they can get a bit fragile. That came off easy. Then rather than take it all apart, I then just removed or just loosened off this Jubilee clip here, and then there's a quite abrupt, let's move this down a bit, quite abrupt seal on here. You just have to pull just to get it past. It's quite a firm pull, but then having done that, it should now be possible, it says optimistically, to remove the whole intake assembly like so. Checking there's no wires or anything. Create a nice space in here to get access to what is looking to be quite a gunky power steering hose here. So that's going to be the next thing. It's just to have a look to see how this possibly leaky. Oh yeah, it's just a spring clip by the looks of it. If I just come in under here, oh wait, just under here, you may just see the head just in there, just a release clip. So what I think I'll do now is I'll try and get as much of this stuff out as possible using a syringe. Then once it's drained down, I'll then release the hose just under here, and then we'll see about hooking up our extra bit of hose. I really don't like this part of the job. It's quite disgusting. Really quite gross stuff. Got these angled clip plier things designed for taking off those sort of hoses. Well, not the hoses themselves, I'm sorry, the actual spring clip. So I'll be using that just to release the hose. I'm probably going to pack a bit of kitchen roll underneath, because I expect a little bit of spillage as the hose and the remains of what's in the power steering reservoir kind of drain out, and then maybe some stuff in the hose itself as well, so could be quite messy. So I'm gonna pack out this area down here with some kitchen roll, and then we should be able to crack on with releasing that return hose. Well, here goes. No promises I'm going to get this right. Just wiggling from side to side, trying to get her free. So I've managed to move the clip a bit further down. Well, just to prove it happens to the best of us. Not sure if you can see that. If I come at an angle, maybe you can. But this here, that's part of the reservoir. Yep. So it's obviously got brittle, and as I've applied some force to try and slide it on off, it's actually snapped clean off the main body of the power steering reservoir. So won't be able to do anything further with that today. I'm going to have to order up a new one of them, or a second-hand used one of these perhaps, and then I'm going to have to take off the larger rack pipe, and also see about getting this plastic out of here without it all going down the pipe. So I was able to remove the power steering reservoir. You can see here what I've been able to do is put a bung in the smaller return pipe and a bung in the one that goes down to the rack. What I was able to do was just use this long threaded bolt, and all I did was just put it in the tube, because what I didn't want to do is have this crush and break into pieces whilst it's still stuck in the rubber hose. So I was able to do that. So what I've been able to do is get an adapter, so 10mm to 12mm for the piping here, and I've also got a 1 meter's worth of pipe here, or hose should I say, and you can see here we've got the return hose for the power steering system, and the whole idea is I've connected this up, and the pipe I've dropped down, threaded it through the engine bay, and if I come round over here, hopefully you'll be able to see down there, I've got my oil collection tray, and I've also got the pipe there as well. And the whole idea is that once I've connected up the new power steering bottle or power steering reservoir, reconnected this larger 16mm hose, filled it up with fluid, put a bung on the bottom of the smaller 10mm outlet for the return hose, start the car up, and then I'll have an able assistant to turn the wheels left and right, and that should cause the fluid to move around the system and essentially flush out all of the old power steering fluid that's remaining in the system, and replacing it with the new stuff that we're pouring at the same time. Now the whole process should take around 30, 40, 50 seconds maybe. Just got the new and old reservoir, power steering reservoirs side by side. So this is the original one here with the broken connection, and here's the new one. See here, it's quite substantial. This one's actually off a 2.7 litre diesel XF. The parts are interchangeable, it's the same part number, and I'll put that in the description below. These are available anything from £5 up to about £40. It's a second hand one, obviously being off an XF, but it'll do the job nicely I think. So I'll crack on with installing that over here. And just finally also to note, I've just got a couple of Jubilee clips which I'll be using on the power steering pipes as well. What I've been able to do, I've loosely fitted the screws back in for the power steering reservoir. The blue tape's just masking tape. I've actually got a little yellow bung just down there to block off the return port. So when I fill this, it won't just go out the bottom of the hole there from the return port. I've still got my little hose assembly down there, which is going to pump out fluid into the catch tray just down there. I've also loosely fitted the air intake system. Wanted to make sure the math was connected back up. I've also connected the vacuum line here as well, and I've made sure that's this Jubilee clip is nice and secure around here, so we're not introducing any air leaks. Okay, I've put some fluid in the reservoir, filled it all the way up. Let's take this out. Hope you can just see in there. It's full up. No leaks coming from the bung at the moment, so it's holding good. So I think we should be good to proceed to start her up and start doing the power steering flush. Left. Centre. Ooh. Right, ready, and stop. Slightly chaotic, but I think we've managed to flush through the system. There's a bit of power steering fluid all over the place, but we'll clean that up. Just have a look at this though. Eesh, it's like blancmange. Oh crikey, I think we've probably used about 4 litres of power steering fluid doing that flush. Okay, the bottle is now plumbed in, and just down here you can see I've got the Jubilee clip and the original ring clip on both of them. Power steering is now fully topped up, so what we're going to do is, oh hang on, I can't start it up. That's better. We've now got the air intake system in there, mass airflow sensor is connected, also the vacuum line is connected, and I've also secured it to the throttle body there. So all we're looking to do now is just bleed the system. Left. See the bubbles coming out there. Centre. Yep. Right. Yep. Centre. Left. Yep. Centre. Stop. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I think all I need to do now is just top that up a little bit where some of the air is bled out the system. So all we're doing is turning the steering lock to left to right. Just bring it up a little higher, and then I think that's jobs are good on that. Since we've got this space open, I've removed the air intake assembly again. Power steering is all sorted, but I've noticed down here that the auxiliary belt, or the accessory belt drive, is quite badly cracked and split, so I think it's worth replacing that. But just to note, there's a little sort of socket area there where you can put a bar, and I happen to have a Nielsen timing chain or tensioner set, and fortunately what this enables me to do is just slide it in, so it just slots in like so. A little bit of a shove, so hopefully now you can see that going all the way down there. And what that enables us to do is just push against the the tensioner there and get the belt off. So that's what we'll be doing next. That's going to be quite tricky to film because there's not much room here, but what I'll be planning to do is just to get the belt off the tensioner, there, and then slowly unwind it from the other pulleys. Unhook the belt from the pulleys on this side, so you've got, I think that is power steering at the top, air conditioning down the bottom, crank there, water pump just in there, idler pulley, oh no, it could be an idler pulley there actually, idler pulley, alternator right down the bottom there. So I've just unhooked all of them, and so I should just be able to pull the belt, gently pull the belt free. Now I've removed it from all the pulleys, and there we go, one belt removed. It's interesting, it's a single groove and flat on the back side there. So I think what I'll do now is I'll go and get the new belt to compare. So here's the new belt. It's a Gates belt. I quite like them. I used a heavy duty Gates belt when I did the supercharger pulley on the S-Type R. This is K061073 or 6PK2727. 21mm by 2746mm apparently, so should match this, but just to double check I'll get it out of its packaging and lay it next to it to see that we've got that roughly right. Yep, I'd say in my very unscientific way that is pretty much the same size, so I'm happy to proceed with that. So what I'll need to do is just start threading that round the pulleys on this side, just down here. I'll get it round them, and then over the idler pulley there, I think probably around that one, and then this is where it gets a little bit tricky, just threading it around the air conditioning compressor down there, bring it back round over the crank pulley, and then cleanly round the tensioner pulley just there. I should just mention I've got this handy, as well as the bar to release the tension on the tensioner pulley. I've also got this handy thing here. It's almost like a helping hand. Just squeeze that together, and it just helps me with threading the belt round probably the lower part of the crank pulley, because that could be a little bit fiddly, but we'll see how we get on. So I'll try and take you through step by step. So here's the new belt. I've literally just pulled it through to the other side to give me plenty of belt over here as well. And then what I'll start doing is I'll start probably threading it around over here, and perhaps if I show you the picture from the Jaguar manual, this is an extract I've got here. So I'm probably going to start with pulley number 8, which is the alternator, and move it up round that way, fit it all around there, and then sort of thread it round here. But the last one will probably be number 5, which is the accessory drive belt tensioner. That'll be the little tricky bit to do, but I'm going to start on this side, start getting on this side, and hopefully it'll all start to come together. Okay, I've got it loosely threaded. So starting with the power steering pump, you can see it going down here. So we've got the grooved side matching the grooved wheel, going down to where the air conditioning compressor is, and then just in there you might be able to see we've got the crank pulley just there behind over here, and you see the belt just touching there, belt running over here, idler pulley, and then down in there we've got the water pump pulley. Let's move this around a bit. We've got the water pump pulley, idler pulley, and then I think we've got the alternator down there. So it's roughly threaded through at the moment. And I think what I'm going to need to do is, oh come on camera, what I'm going to need to do is, I think I need to take the belt off this power steering pulley because it's quite accessible. If I then thread the belt round the tensioner pulley there, I'll then get my tensioner lever, pull or push the tensioner to its maximum extent over there. At the same time, perhaps slip the belt on just over the power steering pump there, and I think that is possibly going to be the easier way of doing it. But I'll have a go. I'll try and set up the camera so we can see what's going on. So I'll just let this come off the power steering pulley. Let's get my handy bar in place. I don't want this to fall out, so if I just give it enough, I should hopefully just keep feeding it around, just get it round the tensioner pulley like so. Of course this is a lot easier because I don't have the airbox assembly in the way. So now I'm just going to quickly check around, make sure that all the belts are where I expect them to be and nothing slipping off or going off at a funny angle. I think we're okay. Let's let it go slack for a moment. Let's get this in. Let's plug this bolt in here. There we go. So what I should be able to do is I should be able to get a bit of extra slack as she comes up, and hopefully with a bit of persuasion, there we go, checking that everything else is okay. I think we're all good. So we're on the power steering pulley, we're nicely on the aircon, tensioner, idler pulley. I think we're all aligned. Are we in? I think so. Pretty happy with that. That's sitting nicely. I can see it sitting nicely on the aircon pulley. Tension is okay. Crank pulley's good. Idler pulley up here is good. Crank pulley is good. Water pump pulley looks a bit better now, just in there. That's slightly skew width. And then we've got idler pulley, and then down there we've got the generator pulley, which is looking pretty good. So I think what I'm going to do is put the air assembly, the air intake assembly back in, plumb it in proper, and then I'll look to start that up and make sure that everything's okay. So everything's back on securely. I replaced the scrivet in there because it was a bit broken. That's now in. The 10mm bolt down there is secured, holding the box in. Mass airflow sensor is reconnected. Vacuum line is successfully reconnected, and I've also tightened up the Jubilee clip around the air intake, so everything's there. That is a successful belt replacement. You can see the belt running just in a gap there. Possibly not. But it's all good. No issues around here. No nasty squeaks or any other issues. And just down there, you see the pulley running quite happily. So I think that's a success. Well, thanks very much for watching. I think that'll be everything I'll be doing today. The weather started to turn. We had quite a bad storm yesterday. Brief reprieve with the rain, but now the rain's back, so nothing more going on today. But I'm pleased I've been able to sort out the power steering flush, fit the new reservoir, and also sort out a auxiliary belt or accessory belt.